Okay, good day everyone. I am Juan Franco III of BSABE1 and this is Masterclass Series Part 4. Learning Objectives. To define the arc function S of x measuring the arc length from a point A point to A point x. Second, to calculate the surface area of a surface generated by the revolution of an arc around an axis. Number 3, to identify the double integrals required to square element and single integral required for a DI rectangular element. First lesson is the length of the curve. What do you mean by the length of a curve? We suppose that a curve C is defined by the equation y equals to f of x, where f is continuous and a is greater than or equal to x is greater than or equal to b. We obtain to polynomial approximation to x by dividing the integral a and b into n sub intervals with endpoints of x0, x1 to the x1, xn, and equal to the width of the area of x. What do you mean by the curve or length of a curve? For example, if yi is equals to f of x I, then the point of P I and X I and yi lies to the on C. And the polygon with vertice of P0, P1, then the Pn is in the approximation to C. There. This is our example. The length of C is approximately the length of the polygon, and the approximation gets better as we let and increase as the next figure. If therefore these general formulas for getting the length of the curve with this process, for our example, this is our for the process of our example. If f is continuous on a and b, then the length of the curve y of x, y is equal to f of x, is a is greater than or equal to x, and x is greater than or equal to b. Less than I win. L is integral of bounded by a and b. See, with the integral of square root of 1 plus f of prime x, f prime of x raised to 2 dx. If we use this notation of the derivatives, we can write the arc of the formula, length of the formulas as L is equal to the integral bounded by a and b square root of 1 plus dy over dx squared dx. Find the length of the arc with the semi-cubical parabola. Y squared equals to x cubed between the points of 1, 1, and 4, 4, 4, and 8. In this example, we are ready to given by the graph and the interval on the example, which we will get the length and the hence an easier problem deal with. For the next step, for the first step, let's obtain the derivative of the given equation. Let's find the differentiate of x and y with respect to x. Let's bring down the exponent here. Then minus 3 over 2 minus 1 equals to 1/2. So that the derivative of 3 over 2 is x raised to 1/2. With the derivative that we obtain, let's substitute to the general formula in the Lipschitz notation that the presented earlier. So, the equation of the length of the curve is 1 square root of 1 plus the square of the derivative. So, the squared 3 over 2 is 9 over 4 of x raised to 1/2 is x. We have to remember that since we integrating with the respect to x, the bounds are definite. Integral would be the value of x. From 1, 1 and 4 and 8, we bounded would be 1 and 4 here. For this example, we will use the U substitution to integrate the following. So, let U is equals to 1 plus 9 over 4 x again, and du is equals to 9 over 4 dx. Again, with substituting the definite integral, we will use also have the recompute the bounds. Thus, when x is equals to 1, u is equals to 13 over 4. And when x is equals to 4 and u is equals to 10, therefore, the new bounds would be from 13 over 4 to 10. Here. 13 over 4 and 10. Here, we will take out the 9. 9 over 4. Because it is constant. Then, we integrate the square root of u and du of the u. We have 2 times 9 over 4 to 2 over thirds u raised to 3 over 4, 3 over 2, I mean. Then we substitute the bounds. Here, 10 and 13 over 4. We have 8 over 27 and the quantity of 10 raised to 3 over 2 minus 11 here. My PDF is wrong. Over 4 raised to 3 halves. Here, I miss this to change it, but I put it there 4 over 9, but it is already 9 over 4. Here, 2. Okay, let's proceed. We evaluate this to simplify and we will have 1 over 27, the quantity of 80 square root of 10 minus 13 square root of 13. Next, For our second example, find the length of arc of a parabola of y squared is equals to x from 0 to and 0 to 1 and 1. Okay, since y is equal to y squared, when we have dx and dy is equals to 2y, we have the formula here. L is the integral bounded by 0 and 1. Square root 1 plus dx all over dy squared dy is equals to bounded by 0 and 1. Square root of 1 plus 4y squared dy. We make the trigonometric substitution with y is equals to 1 all over 2 tan theta, which gives us dy is equals to 1 all over 2 sec squared theta is respect to d theta, and square root of 1 plus 4 y squared is equals to tan plus tan squared theta is equals to sec theta. When y is equals to 0 and tan theta is equals to 0, so theta is equals to 0. When y is equals to 1, tan theta is equals to 2. So, square root, theta is equals to tan raised to negative 1 and 2 is equals to a. We integrate the following considering the changes in the bounds upon the substitution. So we will take 1 here, 1 over 2 out of the integral since it is constant. Then we simplify the expression and second, thus we have the second over squared. Raised to squared theta. We know the integral of sec squared is sec theta dan ang tan theta plus, and the integral of secant, and our answer could be 1 over 4. The quantity of secant theta tan theta plus the secant of theta plus the secant of theta and tan theta. We can further substituting back theta as applying the Pythagorean theorem. We can have theta is equals to 2, hence we have the second theta would be the square root of 5. Therefore, the length of the arc would be the square root of 5 over 2 plus ln of square root of 5 plus 2 all over 4. Here. Okay? For our second, we have the surface area. For the surface area of revolution, we have to keep in mind this formula for a quicker and easier computation. So the formula of the surface area with rotation about x-axis S is equals to the integral of 2 pi y ds. And the surface area with the rotation is equals to S equals to 2 pi x ds. Where we have the ds as the follows. Here. ds is equals to the square root of 1 plus dy all over dx squared dx. If y is equals to f of x, and from our lesson earlier that we say about this formulas as I remember. ds is equals to 1 square root of 1 plus dx all over dy squared dy. If x is equals to h of y is c is less than or greater than y and y is less than or greater than d. For example, let f of x square root of x over the integral of 1 and 4 find the surface area of the surface generated revolving the graph of f of x around the axis. Round the answer to the three decimal places. So, the graph of the function would be like this. Again, we to obtain an accurate graph, we can substitute points to the equation as we have did in Master Class 2. For an example, as x is equals to 0, the value of y would be 0. And also x is equals to 1, and the value of y would be also 1. And x is equals to 4, and y is equals would be 2. Then we can relate this about the graph about the x-axis and would be like to figure out it right. So the following formulas of the surface area with the rotation of x-axis, we read to get the value of ds. As the square root of the squared of the derivative of the function plus 1. So there, the derivative of the square root of x is 1 all over 2 square root of x. Thus, we have to get the square of w, and we have 1 all over 4 x. Then, so we have the formula of the surface area of the given as the integral of 2 pi square root times square root of x times 1 plus 1 over 4 x. Dx. We simplify this to the part of the integral of 2 pi square root of x plus 1 all over 4 dx from 1 and 4. Here, bounded. Let u substitution by letting u equals to 1. X plus 1 over 4. We have du and equals to dx. Then calculating the bounds when x is equals to 1 and u is equals to 5 over 4. And when x is equals to 4, u is equals 17 all over 4. This give us the following integral of 2 pi's 2 pi 2 pi times square root of u du from 5 over 4 to 17 over 4. Here. This taking 2 pi out to the integral because it is constant with respect to u. We now have 2 pi times 2 all over 3 u raised to 3 over 2. Then substituting the bound of the expression, now we have the 5, the quantity of 6 pi, pi over 6 times the quantity of 17, square root of 17 minus 5 square root of 5. This could be our final answer, but for visualization purposes, we can get 30.846 as the surface area of the curve. Okay, for our next example, let f of x is equals to the square root of 3, 3x. Consider the portion of the curve where is 0 is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to 2. Find the surface area generated by revolving the graph of f of x rounded y axis. Again, we have to plot the graph of the given function. So the graph of the function will be like this again. To obtain an accurate graph, we can substitute the points to the equation as we did in the previous examples. For the function of the advisable to get the 5 points to get the graph because as we can see here, it looks complex. So we have to substitute at least 5 values for y to get the value of g of y. Then we can rotate the graph about the y-axis and the rotation would look the figure on the right. So, the following formula of the surface area with the rotation of y-axis, we need to get the value of ds as the square root of the squared of the derivative of the function plus 1. We have to remember to the transformation of with respect to y is g of y is equals to 1 all over 3 y squared. So here, the derivative of 1 all over 1, g prime of y is equals to y squared. And here is g prime of y squared is equals to y4. Then, so here, the derivative of this is 1 over 3 equals to y squared. Hence is y squared. The squared of the derivative is y over 4. So, we have the formula of this surface area as the given as the integral of 2 pi times 1 over 3 y squared, y cubed. Hence, the plus 1 plus, the square root of 1 plus y raised to 4 dy. So we need to simplify and we have the integral of 2 pi times the square root of 1 plus the derivative of this. We need to simplify this. We have the integral of 2 pi times 1 pi squared using the use substitution. Sorry for that. I repeated this using the use substitution and by letting u is equals to y plus 1 over 4. We have u and dy. U is equals to dy. Then calculating the bonds when y is equals to 0 and u is equals to 17. Then, this gives us the following integral of 2 pi times the square root of u du from 1 and 17. Taking 2 pi all over 3 of the integral because it is constant with respect to u. We now have the pi all over 6 from the quantity of 2 over 3 u raised to 3 over 2. Then substitution of the values of the expression, we have here, we have the pi all over 9 times the quantity of 17 raised to p over 2 minus 1. This could be our final answer, but the visualization purposes, we can get 24.118 as the surface area of the curve. Okay, for number 3, centroids. Suppose the region of R is type shown here. This is R lies between the lines x is equals to A and x is equals to B. Above the x is beneath the graph of x, where f is a continuous function. When we divide the interval of A and B into intervals with endpoints of x0 and 1, x1, with the continuous of x and equal with the width of area of x. We can choose to simplify the point I times to the midpoint of xi with the I interval. This is xi equals to yi minus 1 with plus I raised to 1 raised to 2. Hence, to make it easier, the general formula of x bar and y bar as follows. Here. X bar is equals to my all over m with the here. And this is the formula of y bar here too. We can see this up to that through our examples later. In summary of the center mass of the plate or the centroid of R is located at the point where x bar is equals to 1 all over a bounded as integral bounded by a and b x f of x dx. And y bar is equals to 1 all over a integral bounded by a and b 1 all over 2 with the quantities of f of x squared dx. For the example of the find the center mass of semicircular plate with the radius. We place the semicircle as known as the f of x is equals to square root of r squared minus x squared, and a is equals to negative r and b is equals to r. So here, there is no need to use the formula to calculate x bar. By symmetry principle, the center mass must lie on the y-axis. So x bar is equals to 0 here. Now let's computing the y of bar. So it is important to remember the area of the semicircle is 1 all over 2 pi r squared. Then substituting everything to the general formula we have earlier, here, we have 1 all over pi r squared times the integral of 1, square root of r squared minus x squared, x squared raised to 2. Then the square root will be cancelled by squaring the expression. Thus, we will have 2 all over pi r squared times s, the integral of r squared minus x squared dx from 0 to r here. Then integrating, we have now r squared minus x cubed all over 3. Then evaluating the bounds, r and 0. Then we have 2 all over pi r squared times 2r cubed all over 3 is equals to 4r all over pi r. Therefore, the mass is located at 0 and 4r all over pi r, 3 pi I mean. Find the centroid of the region bounded with the line of x equals to y and the parabola of y is equals to x raised to 2. These times the graph is not given. What is this kind of problems? We should have the intimidate with the graphing is and always to be plotting of the points. So here the sketch of the graph. The region is sketched here where take f of x is equals to x and g of x is equals to x squared and a is equals to 0 and b is equals to 1. First, we note the area of the region is the integral of x minus x raised to 2 from 0 to 1. So integrating the following, we have x squared all over 2 minus x cubed all over 2 bounded with 0 and 1. Evaluating the bounds, we have 1 all over 6. Therefore, calculating x and y bar here, these are our previous formulas. We have 1 over 6 over 1 all over 6 bounded with the integral of 0 and 1 with the integral of x squared minus x cubed. We have this x squared, okay, I mean x cubed. Evaluating the bounds, we have 6 6 integral of 1 and 0 bounded by 0 and 1 with the and times with the x squared minus x cubed dx, and bounded this we have 6 quantities of x cubed all over 3 minus 4 raised to 4 all over 4 bounded with 0 and 1 is equals to 1 all over 2. Hence is x bar is equals to 1 all over 2. Now for the y bar, we have 1 all over 6 times the integral of 1 half times x squared minus x all raised to 4 dx. We have to take out the 1 half because it is constant. Evaluating the bonds, we will get 1/3. Okay, let me have the ball pen. Evaluating the bonds, we will get 1/3 minus 1 over 5, 5, which is equals to 2 over 15, equals to 2 over 15. And simplifying, we have 2 over 5. Therefore, the y bar is equals to 2 over 5 here. Therefore, the centroid is located at 1 over 2 and 2 over 5 here. Thank you for watching my masterclass series part 4, and this is Juan Franco III from BSAB1, and God bless us all, and I am signing off this masterclass series. Thank you.